John Les here of Les Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I've got a really cool broadhead to test. I love testing new and innovative broadheads, and this one certainly is that. It's called the Badger, okay, the Badger broadhead. And so in just a minute, I'm going to go through it and show you some of the unique features of it, and then we're going to put it to the test. And for my testing, I'm using my regimen for 2024. For a detailed description of that, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year called 2024 Broadhead Test Process. It'll explain all the different tests I do and why I do them and how I quantify them, how I come up with a total score, so forth and so on. And you can always read about how each broadhead performs in the description right below this video. And for all the tests, I'm going to be using my Elite Era compound bow that I'm really liking this year. And for the flight testing, I'm going to be using this Killer Instinct SWAT X1 crossbow. And for all the arrows, I'm using Bishop Archery arrows and crossbow bolts. Okay, let's zoom on in here and check out this Badger and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at the Badger, and man, this is a wicked looking broadhead. A lot of unique things going on here. Looks like just kind of like a big triangle in that sense, but there's so much more to it than that. First of all, the materials, it's machined out of high carbon steel, so there's going to be good durability in that regard. The cutting diameter is 1 1/4 inches, so pretty decent for a two blade, the cutting diameter. The total length is 1 1/2 inches, so 1 1/2 inches long beyond the end of the arrow. And the blades are 0.043 inches thick, so relatively thick blades. And then what's especially cool about this head is you have several things helping with the rotation. First of all, you've got the single bevel blades on both sides like that. And then second, the blades are offset. Let me take it out and show it to you. So you can see right there, the blades are offset. They don't cut in a straight line. They don't each go to the center of the ferrule. That's just going to help them in rotation as well. And then in addition to that, there's this groove. If you can see that, there's like a groove in the ferrule, at the base of the ferrule, try to catch the light right there, that also is just going to help with rotation. So you got three things, the single beveling, the offset blades, and that ferrule, all to help with the rotation. And that's going to help it in flight, as well as help it in just the wound channel it generates within an animal. Now, I will note it's got this really pointy tip. I wonder how durable that's going to be in a super hard impact. We're going to have to test it. See, it's not a tanto tip, but man, really intriguing design. Now for resharpening, your best bet would probably be to use the Stay Sharp Guide diamond plate and just follow that bevel and sharpen it along that bevel angle just like that. Then make sure you take out the burr on the back. Really eager to put this head to the test and see how it performs. The Badger got the 10 ring. It took 314 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is an 8.86 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated 8.5 inches. Check out this entrance hole of the Badger. Man, that is a wicked curly cut. I have never seen a head cut like that. That is like a single bevel on steroids kind of cut. It only took an additional 13 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.74 on a 10-point scale. Okay, I forgot to turn on the camera for this shot, but there's the Badger sticking in the cardboard. And it penetrated through 47 layers, which is a 6.71 on a 10-point scale. It's in perfect condition after the 3 shots through the MDF. And here it is after the 2 shots in the steel plate. The only damage to it was really minor. The tip got slightly blunted, and there's a little bit of edge chatter on that top edge. So it gets a 9 on a 10-point scale. And then check out these holes. Again, that's like a super S cut, even in the steel plate. It rotated 45 degrees at 10.5 inches, which is really good for a cutting diameter like that. Here it is after all the durability testing, and man, it did well up until the concrete, but even the concrete, it did actually pretty good. It rotated so much that it just took a huge chunk of the cinder block off. I hit it, in a place that I shoot often with cinder block, and that doesn't happen, but this rotation really did some damage to that cinder block, and in return, took a bit of damage itself to that tip. So what'd you think? Man, I tell you, they're really onto some things here. I love the way, first of all, I love the way it flew. They advertised that it flew really well, and they were right. My crossbow flew very well, and I love the rotation. Man, it made some wicked holes. I've never seen that kind of an entrance hole where there's that much curvature to it. Any single bevel will do like an S cut, but this was like a super S cut. And I know gel, kind of impedes penetration, especially with a broader cut like this, but it still rotated well even in the gel. And it did fairly well in all the other areas as well. The sharpness was pretty good, the penetration was pretty good, the durability was pretty good. So overall, it's really a good head worth checking out, and it got a decent score overall. The only area that it really got knocked a bit was in its cut size, and that's not its fault. It's designed to have this size of a cut, okay? So for people looking for this size of a cut, to penetrate deeply into animals that are bigger or with a lighter setup, it's really worth a look. So you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if this Badger might be a good fit for you. Stay tuned for the scores as well as the overall cumulative score, and also stay tuned for a list of all the discount codes that I have so far. And I put that in a slide at the end of the video, but I can't update that after I post it, and I keep getting more and more discount codes, and so I always update them in the description of the video, so you can look at those, any of them in 2024, or I'll do it in 2025, or future years as well, and you can always see the updated discount codes there. I hope they're helpful to you, and thanks so much for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.